We welcome you back, and we welcome in Lisa Lanier, our official attorney of this program. It is her first appearance of the year. Boy, we'd hardly let her go in 2024, and now we're back with her in 2025. Lisa, it's always great to talk to you. I missed you here for a couple of weeks.
Oh, I missed you. It was like every day there for a little while, and then nothing.
I know.
Yeah, we couldn't quit you.
I can't quit you. That's right. We called you constantly on this. We just had an ad onto the docket today, too, just in a DIM report a moment ago. Apple has agreed to pay out $100 million because they...
Admitting nothing, but...
Right. But they were... You know how when you're talking about something that you rarely talk about and suddenly there's ads for it in your social media and whatnot, Apple apparently has been listening in for several years.
You're only eligible if you have owned an Apple device in the last 10 years.
Okay. Well, that's not many of us now, is it?
No.
So, is there anything, but I just said, well, is there anything really wrong with that? It's targeted advertising. You talk about a television set, so suddenly there are TV set ads for you in your social media feed and so forth. Have they really done anything wrong, Lisa?
They have, and it actually, like in California, where I think this began, it's actually a violation of their criminal code as well as it's a civil violation. But there's not anyone at Apple that's going to go to jail over it. What they're doing is they leverage the criminal penalties the government does to help, force Apple to settle with the consumers. And so it's a situation where every state has some kind of regulation on, this kind of recording someone without their knowledge. Some states, at least one party has to know. That's the minimum. And in some states, both parties have to know they're being recorded. But it's not okay anywhere to completely surreptitiously record somebody without their knowledge, without one party knowing about it.
Okay. Well, that's it then.
Nice for you to stand up for big corporate once more, Kelly.
I did. I stood up.
So what if they're listening?
We geofence here. I don't know if you know, but we do some. We do some geo.
He likes dropping that term now. He actually thought it was a fence for a while.
I couldn't believe it. I had a meeting a month and a half ago with a couple of clients who advertise here on the station and our salesperson, and we were at lunch, and she says, well, obviously we'll geofence. So I have to say,
I didn't think we were geofencing today.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we are.
We are going to geo.
Lots of fencing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, fence here.
Yeah, we're going to put them up all over the place. We're going to fence it. We're going to put them all over the place. Yes, I'm standing up for the little guy, Apple. They're paying out $100 million. I'm sure that'll hit them when it hurts, won't it? You can get your $20 from Apple. How do you collect that money? Do we have any idea?
Well, I suppose you have to, and Lisa, you may know more about this. You may have to sort of file a claim, and the limit is 5 devices per household.
So you can get $100.
Yeah,
you could wind up with that.
Yeah, there should be an online form. I'll look for it later, and I can post it.
Well, look at this.
Thank you, Lisa.
Oh, well, now that's going the extra mile.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
That's
well,
human.
we all have an Apple phone, right? I mean, at least half of us, maybe 60% of us.
Well, the whole.
I think it's more than that in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because remember, we have one green texter.
Oh, yeah.
In our group.
That's right. We have a green text. I'm not going to say who.
Ruin everything.
We got rid of him.
Your meme didn't work.
Sorry. You're out, green texter. A woman, this is about a mistake through the internet as well. A woman named Judy Sent. She is in Connecticut, and she loves Charmin toilet paper. So she went online and took a Charmin trivia quiz, as many of us do. Of course, Charmin is, again, that's big toilet paper. Here's the big guy. And they told her, congratulations, you've won the trivia contest. You get free Charmin for a year. That's an 18-roll pack of Charmin for 1 year. But then later,
every month.
Every month for a year, she gets 18 rolls of Charmin. But then later, they sent her an email. A reporter on the story reads the email.
When she got this follow-up email from Charmin with the subject, oopsie, we made a poopsie.
All right. The poopsie was made, and this is the poopsie in question. She didn't actually win the contest. In fact, they sent that to hundreds of people saying you've won, when in reality, it was just a glitch in their computers. And she wound up getting, as a reconciliation, a $2 coupon for her next order of Charmin. she's not really doing anything, but the more people complained about this on social media, the worse it got for Charmin. So they're now giving her $50 in a coupon for Charmin toilet paper. That's all she can expect, I suppose. Lisa, there's nothing illegal going on here, correct?
Well, it's interesting. I read last night that it now may be thousands of people that got this errant email. I think somebody at Procter and Gamble is in big trouble, and more importantly, the vendor that did this, because they actually hired this outside contractor who does sweepstakes. Because this was kind of like they set it up like a sweepstakes. You filled out an online form for a chance to win, and you were supposed to win a lifetime supply, or not a lifetime, year supply of Charmin. And apparently, thousands of people now got this. You won. And at least, one thing, they have at Charmin, they have a sense of humor, right? Because they not only did they say in their email, oopsie, we made a poopsie, but they went on to say, thanks for rolling with us. Which I thought was really, like they're just a little too campy about this, right?
You're not taking this seriously.
Maybe if we make it fun, they won't care as much.
Exactly. Maybe if we make them laugh, they won't care. But no, because they set it up as a sweepstakes, every state has, and I think this woman who's come forward complaining is out of Arizona, and people are saying that it probably violates some Arizona, some of their state regs, maybe even also that govern sweepstakes, maybe even also some FCC regulations and FTA regulations. But again, it's not one of those things. Nobody's going to do anything to prosecute Procter and Gamble for this, but I mean, it may be that if enough people were impacted by it, some of these agencies may say, hey, why don't you offer everybody that got that email, the $50 or whatever. But so far it hasn't gone to that level. So far it's just her, and they're up to $50. And, I think it was an honest mistake, but it can come back to haunt them a little bit in terms of because they set it up as a sweepstakes.
Interesting. I didn't think they would. So I'm glad to hear, actually, they're being held a little more responsible for this. The woman said, this is the lady who loves Charmin.
I love Charmin. It's my brand. I tell all my coworkers, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. And of all things to have won toilet paper.
She told all her friends and family, we're toilet paper for a year. We're just going to be rolling.
She was very excited.
She loved it.
Well, apparently, this poor lady said she'd had a terrible year. She had, I think, a back injury and surgery. And this was like the best thing that happened to her all year. And then, whoosh, they took it away.
That's right. Quickly. Oopsie, we made a poopsie, and that was it. I guess Charmin will fire that outside agency that ran the contest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, probably somebody at P&G is going to lose their job over that, whoever hired that company.
Biggie, one of his favorite terms is audacity, and there's a teacher in Ohio who has some audacity. She was fired now after she called out of work sick for 2 days, almost a year ago, to attend a concert in Nashville. At the time, her name is Eileen Washburn. She was working as an English teacher at Lakota West High School in Ohio. And they say now that she falsified sick leave to go to a concert in Nashville. And apparently they have this pretty well proven that she did. But she says, I've been wrongly terminated because I had a doctor's note saying that I was sick. Now, I believe she went to the concert, and they know she went to the concert, and she had a doctor who she knows faked this note for her. Oh. So she's suing to get her position back with the school, and she wants back pay and full restoration of all seniority in all respects. Now, the high school is responding by filing their own, denying the allegations and saying the record speaks for itself. This woman went to a concert and faked being sick. Does she have a leg to stand on here? Because I think most people are saying, you got some nerve here. What do you think, Lisa?
Well, that was my initial reaction as well, but there's a little more to it than this. Number one, she didn't have a fake doctor's note. What she had was, what I read last night was that she had some kind of condition that required a medication that was going to make her sort of impaired. And so her doctor thought, because she's in charge of children all day, that it was best that she not work for the days that she was taking this medication. But she could still do other things in her life. I mean, she wasn't, she said she went to the concert. She didn't drive or anything. So it wasn't like she couldn't do anything. It wasn't that she was contagious. It was just that her doctor thought, you're too impaired to be in charge of children all day.
Huh.
And to be able to, so, if you're taking a medication that gets you written out of work, are you supposed to just sit home on your hands all the time, or can you go out and do something? I think you can go out and do something.
Whoa.
Wow.
I mean, so, I thought it was, and here's the other thing. When you are a teacher or any other government employee, you have a quasi-property interest in your job. It's not a fully vested property interest, but you are entitled to due process if you're discharged, which is very different than, most states are at will and you can be fired for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so here she's saying lots of people have taken sick days when they really had something else going on. Why are you singling me out and questioning me about why I was at a concert when you never do that to anyone else? And so there's this kind of treating her differently than similarly situated employees would violate her due process rights. And so I do think the combination of the fact that she had a legitimate medication issue going on and that for some reason they singled her out, I think it was just, like you said, it seemed like, oh my gosh, the audacity of this woman, right? But really there's kind of like the rest of the story that she had a legit reason for being out and also an opportunity apparently to go to a good concert in Nashville.
I'm dying to know who the artist is, but I cannot find it.
Me too. I am too. I can't find it anywhere. I looked all over. I really wanted to know too, but I couldn't find it.
It's got to be Morgan Wallen.
Everybody goes to Nashville.
Don't you think it's Morgan Wallen? Big
I thought Taylor.
I was thinking Morgan Wallen.
Ooh, Taylor. Could be Taylor. Could have been. But let me ask you this. Why didn't she I feel like she should just go to the principal and say, listen, I have to take 2 days off because my doctor says, and I've got the note here to prove it, I shouldn't be in charge of children, but I'm going to go to this concert because, I'm not going to be here. I'm just going to go. It doesn't prevent me from going to the. If she had just said that up front, she seems to have quite a few years. She's got a lot of seniority and so forth. I would think, they'd probably say, oh, okay, I hate you can't be here and go enjoy the concert. Maybe they didn't like it.
Yeah, and she didn't react well too. Even when they accused her, she could have explained it. And instead she kind of got her back up and was like, you don't ask anybody else this kind of stuff. So, she refused to tell them anything.
Well, that's the thing. I just feel like if you explain something, it works for you, and you just it would have been a lot easier to handle on the front end.
But you're almost always wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's right.
For the record.
Okay, right. That's right. Okay, I can't deny that.
That's fair.
Almost always. Ask my attorney. She'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm on the wrong side of history
again
so often. I can't even tell you. It's true. Speaking of being impaired, there is a woman in Montana who is upset. Her name is Alyssa Johnson. She has, first of all, some health issues. She has a stutter and she has dyslexia. So when she was pulled over by police, suspected DUI, she had trouble. She slurred her words. She had trouble talking to them, and they assumed she was drunk. The breathalyzer didn't work because she was having some sort of I believe like a panic attack or something. She couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
panic attack.
She was anxious, yeah.
So they were going to take her to get a blood test, and those take weeks to come back, and she was under suspicion of DUI. So they paid for a private blood test to be done, she and her husband. Now, she's pregnant, and she says, I haven't had a drink in months because I'm pregnant. And her husband said the worst she takes is Tums, which is, for her a heartburn issue. And she's really upset because they've arrested her for a DUI, and they're waiting on the blood results and those kinds of things. And the husband's like, we can't afford this, and they're upset with the police. Can anything be done, Lisa? And should they have handled that a different way?
Well, like what her point is, and her husband's been very vocal about it, is that she has some cognitive impairments that prevented her from understanding. They cite it as a form of dyslexia, but it was, she really had trouble understanding the commands and responding to them. She was 8 months pregnant. And then the speech impediment that she has makes her sound like she's slurring her words. It's a form of a stutter. It's very unfortunate, but the police officer, he did arrest her.
Yeah.
And he took her to the hospital to have the blood test done. And the charges are going to still be pending until they get that blood result back, which takes 8 weeks. But, for an officer to be found liable, or for the police to be found liable, there has to be a really gross misconduct. And I don't see that here. I think that it's just an unfortunate set of circumstances where she presents in a way that, if you're, was that reasonable for the cop to think she was impaired? I think maybe it was,
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if she attempted to explain any of that stuff to him, or maybe didn't have the ability to convey that. And I feel bad for her. It's really unfortunate. And her husband said that the officers need more training on how to deal with, someone with a cognitive impairment. Maybe, I don't know, but I mean, it seemed to me like it certainly doesn't rise to the level of being legally actionable.
Yeah, I think you're right. Although it would have really helped had she been able to take that breathalyzer, because then they would have known, okay, she hasn't had anything to drink. We were talking about this yesterday. If someone has severe dyslexia, is that on their license? Can they still drive? Because, of course, road signs you have to be able to read. Is that an issue?
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can pretty much drive as long as you can. As long as you can see. You don't have a visual impairment, and as long as you can pass the test. But I think even with the test, if you have like a dyslexia or something, you bring a doctor's note. They'll read you. They'll read you the test.
Oh, really? But nobody's there to read you the road signs.
Right.
There's an app.
That's
the road signs are coded. The road signs are coded by shape and color.
Right.
And
That's right.
symbols.
That's
She's right. That's driver's ed manual stuff right there.
That's true.
Well, I've had 2 children
You've had
go
2.
through that in the last 2 years. Yeah.
But if it's speed limit, 75 or is it 57? If somebody,
Yeah.
What do I do? How do you read your speedometer?
Right.
Yeah.
The speedometer, good point. And I like Chris Tim's idea, an app, or with the newfangled cars, it just tells you every time you pass a sign, speed check ahead, or what, it'll say it in the
Lexington,
car.
5 miles.
Yeah, Lexington. Just say it. That'll be annoying. It will be very annoying to you.
Read the sheets, billboards.
Yep.
What the sheets?
Bucky's. That
Coming
kind of,
soon.
That kind of thing. Good point. One last story here for Lisa on her docket today. First of the year. And this is a famous case in Argentina now. I'm a little surprised by this. A judge has charged 5 people in connection with the death of Liam Payne of One Direction. Tragic story from last year. Recall he
fell off his balcony.
Fell off the balcony. And he is charged now 2 people who helped him get drugs and 3 others, a businessman and 2 managers of the hotel. Why, Lisa? What did these people do? And are you surprised so many people were charged with this, even though he fell off his balcony on his own? What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean, the same thing would happen in the U.S. if this happened. They've apparently been able to show that all of these people were involved in procuring cocaine for him, which is what his impairment was, primarily cocaine.
Chris Tim's throwing up his hands like, so?
Is that illegal? It's Argentina.
I don't know. This is Argentina. That's their national crop, isn't it?
Yeah,
Come on.
Well, no, and so that we see that happen in the U.S. when a celebrity dies, and you've got all these people that were handlers of the person and drug dealers, and all of them go down if they procured the drugs. And same thing here. Apparently, like he was in restaurants and at his hotel, and he was asking for drugs, and all these people got them for him, and so bam, they're all in trouble.
Boy, it's Matthew Perry. That same thing happened with him. Remember that?
Exactly, same thing happened with Matthew Perry. That's right. I think he's assistant and the drug dealer and the whole chain. The drug dealer, supplier. They go for all of them.
Remember they had that one guy texting another saying, "Let's see how much ketamine we can sell this moron."
Yeah,
it was. It looked awful. I mean, it was just terrible. Yeah.
Lisa, I always think of Chris Kelly in these situations because he would be like the hotel manager who doesn't want to, but feels like he's a celebrity. I'll help get him cocaine.
Just this one.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll get you a little cocaine.
Just once.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's in the penthouse suite or whatever, or he's on only the 3rd floor.
I have trouble saying no.
Yeah, I said if he was Matthew Perry's assistant, he'd have given him the ketamine.
My favorite friend.
Yeah.
How am I not going to get?
Because
you'd have been like, no, okay.
I'll just get a pick.
Yeah, get a quick pick for some ketamine. Ugh. That's Lisa Lanier. So
excellent work.
As always. Boy, new year, same Lisa, same excellent work. You can find her at lanierlawgroup.com or hireaheavyweight.com. If you have any legal needs, any advice you need, she's there for you, lanierlawgroup.com. We'll talk to you again next week, Lisa.
All right, Happy New Year. Have a great weekend.
New Year to you. Thank you. There she goes.